spirit, you have saved your home base, defeating waves of evil spirits, but they never learn. Luckily, you now have access to new raw power to help you defend the multiverse. Do you want to learn how to play Endogenesis Beyond expansion?
In this video, we're going to take you through the full rules for this expansion, assuming that you're familiar with the base game. If you're not, check out the link below for the how to play that we've done for the base game. Otherwise, let's continue with how to play Endogenesis Beyond, coming up. Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Now we're using prototype of the game, so the rules and components you see here may not be final.
Now let's get to the rules for Endogenesis Beyond, game by David Go and published by Hyperlixer. Beyond is the first expansion for Endogenesis, and it comes with 5 new mechanisms. The Fragments of Knowledge card display, Initiative Skills, Deathcries Skills, Voltaic Skills, and Skill Augments. We'll go through each of these in sequence. The first new mechanism is the Fragments of Knowledge, and this gives players a little bit more control over the cards they draw. At the start of each round, you'll discard any cards that are above the board and then place 3 new cards out. At the end of a player's turn in the combat phase, that player may discard any 2 Realm of Knowledge cards in order to draw 1 card from the Fragments of Knowledge. Essentially, the player is spending 2 cards they did not want for 1 that they know they do want. After doing this, the 2 remaining cards are also discarded, and 3 new cards are placed into the Fragments of Knowledge for the next player. To keep the game flowing, players may be choosing their cards from the Fragment of Knowledge while the subsequent player is taking combat actions. The next modules introduce the Initiative and Deathcry skills. Initiative skills represented by the arrow and Deathcries represented by the skull. These new skills work differently to your basic skills. And there is an entirely new slot for these skills over here on the left hand side of your health board. This new slot can be upgraded by up to 2 shards. When you place an Initiative or a Deathcry skill into this slot, you must pay its energy cost as you place it down, not as you use it. This is because the effect will ultimately be triggered automatically. Then, when you place the skill, place it face down. As such, your opponents won't know what skill this is, and won't even know whether it's an Initiative or a Deathcry. A Deathcry skill will trigger automatically when you die. Flip it over, reveal its effect, apply it, and then, unless otherwise stated, return the card to hand. An Initiative skill triggers automatically at the start of your next turn. Once again, reveal it, resolve it, and then, unless otherwise stated, return it to hand. Once you have Initiative or Deathcry skills equipped, using them at the first valid opportunity is mandatory. Note also that once you've acquired a class, then any Initiative or Deathcries that you play must also conform to that same class. The next module introduced by the Beyond expansion is the Voltaic Skills. These are skills that increase and decrease in power as you hold them based on whether you place charges on them. Skills can be charged up and then discharged. So let's see how this works. Following this card here, you'll always resolve everything in order. And so first you would deal 1 damage to all enemies, and then you would gain 2 charges. In this particular case, you may then optionally discharge all of the charges from that card to add a bonus damage for every 2 charges discharged. So you could choose to discharge it immediately to add a bonus damage. Or you could wait until the 4th time you used the card before you discharged and did a full 4 bonus damage. This one moves a charge from each of your other Voltaic skills to that skill. So if it were played at this circumstance, nothing would happen. But if it were played at this time, these 2 would move here. Then you would deal 3 damage to 2 enemies and then gain another 2 charges. This icon here is then an automatic discharge effect. So this card will automatically discharge whenever it has 4 or more charges on it. This is not optional. These charges would then be discarded and 3 bonus damage would be dealt. There are also some Voltaic skills which will cycle through levels of powerfulness. So the Amplified Bolt will deal 1 damage plus a bonus damage for every charge on the card. As such, the first time you'll use it, you'll gain 1 damage only, then add 1 charge. The second time you use it, you'll do a damage plus a bonus damage, then you'll charge it, and then it will immediately discharge back to its weakened form. Upgrading this skill both increases the damage and the amount of time that you've got before it discharges. As the Voltaics are a new type of skill, you've now got a new class card representing those skills. The final new module in this expansion is the Augment cards, and these can be used to augment and make more powerful other skills in the game. To play an Augment, simply take an Augment card from your hand and slip it behind an already equipped skill card. This permanently increases the energy cost of that skill, but also increases its power. You cannot detach an Augment once you've attached it, and so the only way to get rid of it would be to discard the entire skill, which takes the Augment with it, and then later redraw the card and re-equip it. Augments come with a variety of abilities, such as adding the stun condition. This one here lets you heal if you have leftover damage after killing someone, and this one increases your damage but wipes out your bonus damage. With some of these Augment cards, it's important now to note the difference between damage and bonus damage. This would not be a good Augment for a card which gave you a lot of bonus damage. Finally, the expansion comes with some new rules for the Chaos Royale mode. In setup, there is a new set of cards that you remove in order to create the decks for the game. Then, separate 15 Realm of Knowledge cards into a separate pile which will represent the Fractures of Knowledge mechanism. During the game, you can spend a number of shards equal to the number of monsters currently active in order to buy a Fractures of Knowledge card, or sweep out the 3 that are there and draw 3 new ones.
And that's how to play Endogenesis Beyond. We hope that you enjoyed the video, and we hope that you enjoy playing.
At the time of filming, Endogenesis the 2nd edition plus the Beyond expansion are about to be launched on Kickstarter. We'll put the link in the description below when it's live, so you can check it out there if you're keen.
If you enjoyed this video, please help us by hitting the like button, subscribe to us. You can also hit the Meeple in the corner to do so, and hit the bell so you'll be one of the first to know when we have new videos. You can also follow me on Instagram for board game photos and reviews.
Until next time.